when, so with like COVID and everything, there's a lot of discussion about finances and business and this and that. You know, if you're an employment lawyer, then there's, you know, oodles of stuff out there at the moment about employment law and, you know, standing people down and this and that. How do you, and you know, can you talk about newsjacking a bit and how you can use all of those things that are out there, and instead of going through the same, you know, a same article, use all of that interest that's out there to sort of pivot that and come out with a different angle?
Yeah, I love newsjacking. So the definition of newsjacking is to see what stories are flying around in the news and see how you can fit in, or how your opinion or position would be different, or you might be able to take that opportunity and use it for your own favour. So, you know, for instance, you know, when you've got Cancer Week or a focus on cancer issues, all the different cancer charities will want to be a part of it. But what's different about you? What's different about your story? Or what's different about your position? Finding that opportunity and seeing the news of the day and seeing what is happening and see where I can actually offer something different to the conversation. Now, that takes a little bit of an effort there, because you've got to be monitoring the news. You've got to have a sense or a finger on the pulse when it comes to the story. But generally, you'll see it with talk radio is a great one. First thing on breakfast, whether it be Ben Fordham, 2GB, 3AW, Ross and, oh God, Ross and, it's not Ross and John
Not
anymore.
Ross and John anymore.
Oh God, that just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? But you know, these guys generally have a finger on the pulse for what's going on. Your newspaper is a very big driver of, you know, people talk about the death of the newspaper. I guarantee you this, if the newspaper falls over, so will radio and so will television to a degree. And the reason for that is a lot of what we see and a lot of what we hear on talk radio is driven from the newspaper. That content has been vetted and checked, and it's good quality. So the opportunity here, and I'm talking about newsjacking, is have a little bit of a finger on the pulse, but also too, we all work in offices. Not if you're in Melbourne, but you know, work with your staff, work with the people that you have around you, and get them also to be the source of opinions and views around issues that are going around. Talk about it. Talk about it constantly. How do we see it differently? Where does what's our brand's view on this particular matter? And then very quickly document it. It doesn't take long. We're not asking you to put together a 3-hour press release. Jot down a couple of lines on it and see how that fits in as an opportunity for media, and then use that to get in contact with the producer of radio, the journalists from newspaper, the producers from television, and online editors. It's a great opportunity to just throw in what you can do. But the best thing about it too, Jess, media has a fairly large ego. They like to they have their ego patted and acknowledged, because they want to know that you are listening, reading and watching what they're doing. And if you've got a very different position, I love what you said on 3AW this morning, Neil, but here's my position. This is my expertise and why I see it. And I guarantee you that gets their attention, because you've acknowledged that you've listened to their show. You acknowledge that that's an issue that they've covered. And also too, you're adding a little bit of value to the program, knowing that there is a different opinion and view. And it might give them that carry on to take it up the next day. Or it might be something that you've raised your hand to say, hey, I'm here to talk. I can comment on these kind of issues. I've got a bit of a different view.